Execute workflow.
And there it is. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can set up an automated short-form content machine like the one you just saw. I'm talking captions, B-roll, and your very own stunt double AI avatar.
I'm Nick Double.
Just feed it a video script and watch your custom edited short-form video show up on Instagram 2 minutes later. Let's dive in.
So the tool we'll be using to do this is N8N, which is a super powerful no-code AI automation platform. And you can actually buy N8N directly through n8n.io. But if you're like me and you start doing a bunch of different workflows, or you want to start scaling your workflows, it gets really expensive. But lucky for us, N8N is actually open source, which means you can host it on other platforms. And the best platform that I have found is Hostinger. And my friends over at Hostinger reached out and they gave me a discount for anybody that watches this video. So if you go over to hostinger.com/Nick, you can get access to their VPS plans that allow you to host N8N and use it really easily. So the best plan I have found is the KVM2. It's $6.99 per month. And when you compare that to N8N itself, I mean, you're talking $20 a month, $50 a month, and that's on the annual plan. So if you just want to go monthly, then it's $25 and $60 a month. I even asked ChatGPT to compare these plans for me, and it says, suppose you use 5,000 workflow executions a month. And trust me, it's easy to go through that because once you start testing and debugging your workflows, you start running these things all the time. So running 5,000 workflows on the N8N plan would cost you about $50 per month, whereas Hostinger, you could do it for about $6.99 per month. So all you have to do is go over to hostinger.com/Nick. You'll go ahead and choose this plan. And from here, you'll be able to choose the period. So 24 months gets you the best possible deal. And if you plan on using N8N for a long time, you might as well lock it in at the lowest possible price. You can also add the coupon code Nick, that's NIC. Go ahead and hit apply and you'll save an additional 10%. From here, you'll just want to choose your server location closest to you because that's going to give you the best latency. You can go ahead and select N8N so it'll load up the application for you. It makes it super easy. And then you can go ahead and just click continue. Now, once you've registered and checked out, you'll be able to go into your Hostinger H panel and go ahead and select VPS. And from here, you'll be able to access your hosted N8N. Now, when you first get started, it will walk you through on how to actually set up N8N, but it makes it super easy. It takes like 2 minutes, and here we are. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and create a new workflow so we can build out this short form automation. And I want to make it extremely easy for you guys. Rather than building this whole entire thing from scratch, in the description, I'm going to go ahead and leave the download to the JSON file that you can go ahead and actually upload here. So it'll give you the exact workflow that I'm using in this video. So you'll go ahead and click on the Google Drive link in the description, and it'll give you this JSON file. From here, you can download this. And then when you jump back over to your N8N workspace, you can go ahead and just click import from file. I'll go ahead and select the file that I just downloaded, open it here, and now we are cooking with gas. So I'm going to quickly walk you through exactly how this workflow works at a high level, just so we can understand exactly what's going on here. So anytime that we add a new script to the Google Sheet, it's going to trigger this workflow, and it's going to grab that script that you dropped into it. It's then going to send that script over to HeyGen to generate that AI avatar short form video for you. Then it's going to wait a second. It's going to check if the video is good to go. And then once it's good to go, it's going to send that short form video over to Submagic, where it's going to get the edits, the magic B-roll, and the captions. From there, we're going to get it from Submagic, we're going to download it, and then we're going to use something called upload-post.com to post it to Instagram. Now, I'm going to walk through all of these steps in detail so that you know exactly how to set them up, but this is just exactly what the workflow does at a high level. So starting with Google Sheets, you will have to authenticate Google Sheets with your N8N account. I'll go ahead and pull up one of my last videos on how to set up AI agents that'll walk through exactly how you can authenticate Google. It only takes about 5 minutes. But once you have your Google authenticated, you'll go ahead and create a new sheet. So you're going to go ahead and create a Google Sheet, and I just named mine HeyGen AI Video, and you're going to make one column with the script. So this is exactly where we're going to drop in our video script. So I'll come back to the N8N workflow here. So as you can see, once you have your Google authenticated, you'll be able to find your sheet. and then you'll just select sheet 1 because as you can see, this is labeled sheet 1. So we're all set there. I have this set as trigger on row added. So whenever we add a new row and we have this workflow turned on, it's going to go ahead and trigger this workflow to basically grab that script and start the workflow. Next, we have a node that's going to go ahead and get that row from the sheet. So everything's the same here. We're going to have it grab from the same sheet, sheet 1, and it's going to go ahead and grab that script that we just dropped in. Next, we're going to use HeyGen. Now, HeyGen is an AI video platform. Before you actually start building this node, you will have to create a HeyGen account and then create your AI avatar. So once you log into HeyGen, you'll go ahead and select avatars, add a new avatar, start from video, and then we can go ahead and get started. So from here, you're going to have to upload about 2 minutes of footage of yourself. So literally just sitting in front of the camera like this, talking for 2 minutes, and then it's going to go ahead and create the AI avatar for you. As you can see, I've already done this, and this is the AI avatar that I have.
Hey, Nick Conley, your digital twin is ready. Try creating videos with it.
It's pretty funny. We're probably like 6 months away from it being like super spot on, but that's where the edits and the B-roll is going to come in, right? Like if you have edits and quick chops in your videos, it means that people aren't going to be looking exactly at that AI avatar and being like, hey, is the mouth perfect? Because it's not perfect yet, but that's where our editing is going to come into play. So once you have your AI avatar ready, you're going to go ahead and come back to this node. So the first thing that we need to do is set up our authentication. So what you're going to start with is the generic credential type. Then you're going to go ahead to header auth, and this is where we're going to have to create our HeyGen API. So we'll go ahead and name this HeyGen API test. This is going to be named x-API-key. And then you're going to come back to HeyGen, come to your settings, and then you'll see subscriptions and API. Grab your HeyGen API. So I'm going to go ahead and regenerate API key because I've done this before. I'm going to copy to clipboard, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste in the value. So let's go ahead and save that. And now that our credentials are saved, it means that all the other nodes with HeyGen is going to be a lot easier because we can just basically add this credential to it so we don't have to re-add the API to every node we have for HeyGen. So that's all set here. As you can see with what we're using in JSON down here, so we do have some things to fill in here based on the avatar that we'll be using as well as the voice. So let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. As you can see, we need to insert our avatar ID. So if we go back to HeyGen and run to avatars, this is my avatar that I want to use. I have a few different ones. We'll just go ahead and click on these 3 dots right here and copy avatar ID. Come back to N8N and drop that in. Beautiful. Now we need to grab a voice. So HeyGen will generate a bunch of voices based off of the audio that you fed it. Here is one.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it.
Is pretty enthusiastic, I would say. But let's go ahead and use this one because I think it kind of helps to be like over enthusiastic, especially on short form videos. So let's get the voice ID and come back, and we're going to drop this in where it says insert voice ID. Now I already have it set at 720 1280, so that's going to be the dimensions of a short form video here. And then the input text is going to be that JSON script that we're grabbing from the last sheet where we're basically inputting our script. So that looks all good. I'm going to go ahead and click save here. And now this next node, so what happens here is we have it set for success or error. So if there's an error, meaning like it can't generate the video from HeyGen, it's going to go ahead and stop right there. But once it's successful, it's going to go ahead and send, and it's going to wait. So we have a wait node here for 25 seconds. Basically, this just means that it's going to wait to see if it's generated. And then after it waits 25 seconds, and you can make this whatever you want. Maybe we just change this to 35 seconds because it does take a little while to actually generate the AI avatar video in HeyGen. Then we will come over to this node that's going to check that video. So this is going to be a HTTP request, and it's going to be a GET method. The URL here, this will already be in the file that you downloaded. We just need to go ahead and change this to the authentication that we just set up. So that would be under HeyGen API test. And then we are all set here. This is going to all stay the same, and we can go to the next one. So this next node that we have set up here is going to be based off the HeyGen responses. So basically we have it set up so that it checks the video and finds that the video is complete. It's going to start sending it to Submagic to actually get the captions and B-roll and the edits. If it's still processing, we're going to send it back in the loop to wait another 25 seconds and then check on the video. And if it failed, it's going to stop here and we'll get an error that we'll have to debug. This is what this looks like. So if the JSON data status is equal to completed, it's going to go ahead and send it to Submagic. If it's still processing, pending, or waiting, it's going to send it back in the loop. And if it failed, it's going to basically stop there. I am going to shut off that connection here, and I think it would be good to just get started with a test to see how this works so far. So in the script column right here, I'm just going to write, hey, it's Nick. This is my test video I'm super excited about. How crazy is it that we can do this automated? And looks like I have a couple typos in there. And okay, so now let's go ahead and turn this on and execute this step to see if it finds. Perfect. So that successfully executed, and let's actually start it right here so that we can run the whole workflow. So there we go. It's going to HeyGen. It's going to wait the 25 seconds. And while we're waiting the 25 seconds, you can actually come into HeyGen, into your projects, and you can see that it's 29% ready. So you can see that the API just sent the script to HeyGen, and it's currently working on it. So if we jump back over to here, it looks like it was still processing, so it's going back. So when we go into HeyGen, we can now see that our video was generated. It is 6 seconds long via API. Let's just pull this up.
Hey, it's Nick. This is my test video I'm super excited about. How crazy is it that we can do this automated?
Pretty crazy, pretty crazy. Okay, so when we jump back into our workflow, we can see that everything was done and it hit the completed rule. So let's go ahead and connect this to our Submagic node now, and let's go ahead and open this up. So again here, we do need to set up the authentication. So in order to do that, we're just going to go ahead and do generic credential type, header auth, and then we will create a new credential. So let's name this Submagic API test. And then we'll jump over to Submagic. So Submagic is an awesome tool that basically is like the best AI video editor that I have found. So you can take raw videos like this, and it will add these captions, cut zooms, B-roll, music, whatever you want, and it'll do it really quickly without you having to open up a editing timeline. So if you actually want to use Submagic for this, I believe I have a referral code down below that will get you 10% off. The coupon code is NICK10. I'll leave that in the description if you do want to use Submagic. So once you sign up for a Submagic account and you come into your dashboard, this is what it will look like. And from here, we're just going to go to integrations. Integrations is where you can see all of the templates they have for n8n workflows and automations. But what we want here is we want to manage our API key. So I'm going to go ahead and regenerate the key, and I'm going to grab my API key here. So we'll go ahead and paste this in as value as our API key. And then again, we're going to do x-api-key. Now we're doing x-api key because this is how they have it set up in their curl brackets. So when you look at their API documentation here, you can see x-api-key is how they named their API key. So that's why we need to input this as x-api-key, which is the same we did for HeyGen. So once we have this all set up, we can go ahead and click save. So now we have our credentials saved for Submagic. And then down here is where we're actually going to tell Submagic how we want to edit this video. So there's a lot of customization you can do here. The API docs here are really helpful, and a little trick is to just basically feed ChatGPT this URL and say, hey, can you build me the curl brackets for this based off of the type of captions I want, how much B-roll, how much magic zooms, and that's super helpful. But for the one that I have set up here, so it's going to grab that data, the video URL from HeyGen, so the video we just generated with HeyGen, then the title stays as my video. Template name is going to be the captions that you want to use. So inside of Submagic, there's a ton of different captions that all have animations and really cool graphics on them. So you can just change those here to whatever you want. They named them like after Hormozi and popular influencers and the type of captions they use. The one that I think is pretty good is Dan2. It just has this yellow block and big, bold black writing. So that's the one that I went ahead with. If you want to use any of these in the curl brackets here, you'll just go ahead and put like Hormozi 2. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Dan2. Magic zooms, I'm leaving as true. This is basically the animation that magic zooms in and out of your video. Magic B-rolls is true. I want it to use B-roll so that it's not on my face the entire video. And then you can set this percentage to whatever you want. So how much of the video you want to be consumed by B-rolls. I'm going to go ahead and leave this at 50%. So as you can see from the previous nodes that we've ran, this is the information it was able to pull. So the video URL from HeyGen is the one that it's going to use for the JSON data video URL. Okay, so we're all set here. I'm going to go ahead and click save again. So basically what happens from here is it's going to send to Submagic. We have another wait node. This is for 20 seconds. We can go ahead and change this to maybe 15. And that's going to go ahead and wait to see if Submagic is done processing the video. Now have another HTTP request here, and this is going to be a GET method. So the URL is going to be the same one from the project that you downloaded, and basically what this is going to go into the Submagic API, into the projects, and it's going to look for that video ID that we just generated with Submagic in the previous step. You'll go ahead and do the credentials that we just set up here again. So generic credentials, header auth, and then the Submagic API test that we have set up here. And then the last step here is similar to the one we just had in this HeyGen flow, where it's going to be a rule based on if the video is completed, if it is still pending, or if it failed. So if it's completed, it will be sent to the next step. If it's processing, it'll be sent back in this loop to wait until it's actually ready. And if it failed, it'll stop right here and we'll have to debug. So I'm going to go ahead and run this so we can see what will happen after it gets sent to Submagic. And if we jump back over to Submagic, we can actually see that our video is being built right here. So Submagic is currently generating this video based off of the video we just got from HeyGen. Okay, so if we look in Submagic now, we can now see that the video was generated and exported, and it needs to be exported because in the next step, we're going to be downloading it from Submagic. So let's go ahead and edit this just to see what it looks like here.
Hey, it's Nick. This is my test video I'm super excited about. How crazy is it that we can do this automated?
So there's the B-roll, there's the captions. Obviously, the script here is kind of limiting on what it can do because it's only 6 seconds, but there we are. So this video is all set. As you can see, it was still processing, so it went back in this loop. Let's go ahead and run this one more time. And now we can see that it's completed. So this next step, now that the video is all done generating in Submagic, this next node is going to basically pull that video out of Submagic and download it so that we can send it to Instagram. So this next one is another HTTP request, and this is going to be GET. And from here, as we can see, that download URL is what we want. That's what the last step generated, and that's the URL that we can actually grab that video from Submagic. So basically, this will already be pre-filled for you, but you can change this to expression, and then we're just going to grab this and drag it in right there. Now we will need to set up our credentials again for this step. So header auth and then the Submagic API test one is what we had set up. So now this is all set. This is going to download that video for us. And the last step we have here is actually setting it up so it will post it to Instagram for us. So to do this, I'm using a tool called upload-post.com. Not the best URL, but this tool is great because if you try to go directly to one of these platforms and work with their APIs, it is a total pain. So this platform gives you 10 free posts per month. And then if you want to upgrade, it's like $10 a month. So trust me, this is way better than trying to integrate directly with TikTok or Instagram or whatever else you want to post on. So from here, you'll just create a free account. Once you're in your free account, you'll go ahead and create a new user. So before this, I already created a new user called Nick, and then I went ahead and connected my Instagram. You can connect all of your different accounts you want to post this to. I believe TikTok, you have to upgrade to the $10 a month tier in order to access TikTok. But for right now, we're just going to go with Instagram, and you're going to add in your Instagram credentials into this tool. So let's go back to the workflow and take a look at this node. this is going to method is going to post, and then this is going to be the URL you'll use because it's going to upload to Instagram. We're going to go ahead and create our credentials again. So to do this, we're going to do generic credential type, header auth, and then let's create new credentials. So from your dashboard here, we're going to go ahead and grab API keys. I already have one set up. You'll just need to generate a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this API key, jump back over to the workflow, and input that as the value. Let's go ahead and say posting tool test. And then for the name, it's actually not going to be x-api-key for this one. So if we go ahead and look at their quick start guide, upload, post. So as we can see, they have theirs named authorization. So that's what we're going to grab, copy that, and drop it in here. Let's go ahead and click save. And now we have some of the body elements that we need to fill out. So we're going to have send body checked because this is going to send the information of where it should post it, the caption that it should use, and any other good information that's needed in order to post this on Instagram. So let's go ahead and actually run this one, so we can see that it'll download the video and it'll grab all that information for us and it'll send it over here. Perfect. So that was successful. And from here, the form data. So title, this is going to be the caption for Instagram. So two options here. You can either leave it something super generic like another day in AI. Or what we can do is we can go to the schema and we can look at that first node, so the Google Sheets, and we can put the script in here. So this is just going to use the script as the caption. If you wanted to expand on this workflow, you could add an AI agent in here to come up with a caption based off of your script. But I just want to keep it super simple, and we'll just go ahead and drop the script in here. So the form data and user, this is where you're going to have to go back to the dashboard here and then look at users. And this is going to be your actual username from this platform. So mine is Nick. So if I go back to the value here, we'll go ahead and paste in Nick. And then form data platform, this is where you're going to tell it what platform you want it to post on. So if you upgraded the next tier and had TikTok, this is where you put in TikTok, but I have my Instagram as the only one added to this profile, so I'm going to leave that on Instagram. Now the last section here is going to be an N8N binary file video. This is basically the file that we downloaded from Submagic and that we're going to be posting. So you're going to leave that as that, and as you can see, the binary file is right here. So this is all set. We're going to go ahead and save this. And now I want to run this as a full test. So just for fun, I went and found a news article on AI vibe coding tools, maybe going from boom to bust, new data shows. Here's why. It looks like the founder of Lovable here. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT, and I am just going to paste in this entire article. I'm going to say, can you write me a 30-second short form script based on the following? It should have a hook that makes the audience want to continue watching. Let's go ahead and paste that in. I'm also going to give it the URL here just in case, and let's see what it generates for us. Here's a tight 30-second short form script. So the hook, remember those AI vibe coding tools that let you build apps with just a prompt? Traffic to the biggest ones are crashing. That's not too bad. Not the best script I've ever seen, but let's go ahead and use it. So we'll go ahead and take this one out. Let's drop in that hook. Then let's drop in the body, and then let's drop in the wrap up. Perfect. So we have our script in there, and everything should be good. So here it is. Here's the moment of truth. As you can see, my Instagram page does not have any new videos. Let's send it and see what happens. Execute workflow. And there it is. How crazy is that? So there it is. About 2 minutes of processing time, maybe 3, depending on how long the video is. But all you have to do, click execute, drop in your script, and you have a fully edited video on Instagram. So thanks again, Hostinger, for sponsoring this video. If you want to start using N8N, I can't recommend self-hosting enough. It's so much cheaper than going directly through N8N. So go check them out. I'll leave the link in the description below. And as always, I appreciate you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and peace.